Welcome to this week's edition of Manhattan Tonight. I'm Megan Miller, and we have an exciting week to recap for you. On this week's episode, you'll get an inside look at a public forum where community members got the chance to speak on what Fort Riley means to them. And in case you missed K-State's Dancing with the Stars, we've got you covered. And later on in the show, we'll get a visit from a local comedian. But first, the Lady Cats. Our very own women's basketball team went into overtime against Texas Tech. The Lady Raiders beat us at home 74-68, but the Lady Cats did not go down without a fight. Let's check out the highlights. A possible downside to the number of troops and civilians at Fort Riley was the topic of discussion this week. Fort Riley is one of many U.S. Army installations that may experience reductions based on budget cuts. There was a forum last week where community members could share what Fort Riley means to them in order to keep the base thriving.
That my name is Ben Bennett, and I am proud to be a Big Run Red One supporter.
This started a number of months ago, and it has to do with the Army's concern that there could be some potential reductions based on the 2011 Budget Control Act. And so what the Army said is they wanted to get out to the communities to find out what the impact would be.
And that's what we're here to do tonight, is to understand and to hear your voice.
My name is Christine Benny, and I am a Fort Riley spouse. After over 22 years in the Army and military life and over 10 PCS moves, we have decided to make Kansas and the Flint Hills region home. We are home.
We're all here because we love you, we love Fort Riley, we love the Army, we love America, and we think you all fit here together.
That this community is an open, welcome community, one of the best communities I've served in 30 years. And sir, my name's Jim Sands. I'm a Big Red One soldier. Thank you.
I want you to know we have heard your voices. Your story is going to be told. We're going to bring it back to the senior leaders of the Army.
Good night. On behalf of General Funk, thank you very much.
And that wasn't the only hot topic. The Union Program Council held their 7th annual Dancing with the K-State Stars. I'll let you do your own drum roll at home, but the winners were Carolyn Fitzgibbons and Nathan Loudon. All the contestants did a fabulous job though, so let's check out a recap. And speaking of stars, it's about time for our Wildcat of the Week. Maureen Berry is a student here at K-State and a member of the comedy club On the Spot Improv. We had her in studio earlier for an interview, but first, here's a clip to show you more about the club.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Michael.
I'm Maureen.
May.
And we're four of the members of On the Spot Improv Club.
We do everything improvised.
Completely live.
We're so good at groupthink. We all just say a word and everyone will know what I'm thinking.
Hannah Brownie.
If you change your word, then we don't know what you're talking about.
Improvise.
Okay.
One more time. Ribbon.
I don't understand how am I supposed to know what you guys are gonna think?
I was gonna
On
say
the
factories.
spot.
On the spot.
Is that one good?
We're here with Maureen Berry. She's a student here at K-State and a member of On the Spot Improv. Tonight we're not going to put her right on the spot, but we do have a couple questions to ask her. So Maureen, what got you involved with improv and comedy in general?
Well, in high school, I was one of those really, like the really popular theater kids that no one thinks is weird. It was like kind of my rule. But, and then I came to college and I never really expected to kind of get into that. I was just more into the academic side. And then there was a girl in my sorority who was in the improv troupe. And she basically just pestered me and was like, no, you really just give it a shot. And I was like, I'm definitely not good enough. Don't have a whole lot of background in improv. I mean, we did it in high school, but not really. And she just said, hey, you really should audition. So I said, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. And then 3 years later, I'm on Wildcat Watch.
Right, very cool. And what kind of shows have you done with On the Spot?
Well, On the Spot has weekly shows, 8 p.m. Salsaritas every Thursday. And so usually I perform in those. Well, not just me, but anyone in the troupe performs roughly every other week, kind of depending, as well as having some Saturday shows. And then we also get the fun little like gigs where we perform at like after proms and like 4-H conventions. So.
And tell me a little bit about how these events work. Like, do you guys just kind of go up and go at it, or do you have kind of a layout of what skits you're going to do?
Yeah, so there's definitely a very specific, it's about as organized as you can make something that's unorganized. So every Thursday we call it a practice, but it's more of like a workshop for 2 hours. And so a different member of the troupe or a group will come in and say, hey, this week let's kind of do a workshop on characters or whatever, so that show will really focus on that. And then we always know exactly who's hosting and who's going to be in the show, and we have a prepared set list. So we know, okay, we're going to start out with, this game, then we're going to do a long form. Here are the players and all these games. We're going to end with these 3 games, and we're out.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all the time we've got for tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Manhattan Tonight. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and catch us next week.